New City Council, January 5th, 2016. It is now 6:31. Roll call, please.
Councilman Martin,
Present.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Present.
Councilwoman Graham,
Present.
Councilman King,
Present.
Councilman Wheeler.
Present. There is nothing on the agenda tonight, so we're going to pass that part of the agenda items for speaking. Just move on down. We don't have nothing on the agenda as far as legislation, so there's nothing to talk on.
You're not going down the agenda?
Yes, right here. Remarks of public on agenda items. So we don't have no legislation tonight. Minutes to be approved.
January 2nd, 2016 organizational meeting. The minutes were emailed out, plus they're in your packet.
Everybody had a chance to review them early? I get a motion on?
So moved.
So moved and second. So moved and second for the minutes. All right, call the roll for adoption.
Councilman Martin,
Yay.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Yay.
Councilwoman Graham,
Yeah.
Councilman King,
Yay.
Councilman Wheeler.
Yay.
So passed.
Reports and announcements from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, congratulate you, Mr. President, on becoming president. I'm very, very pleased about that, and I think our community will be well served with this kind of you as we go. Welcome to the new council member, Councilman Graham, and congratulations again on the election of Councilwoman Thomas. It's good to see everybody. Happy New Year. I hope that this goes well. It's a learning time, a good time always when the council person comes forward. And we're available to you. Whatever you think you might want to ask, we're certainly open to it. Some things we might even answer if we're able to. There'll be questions that you have that there might not be answers to, as we've had so many questions as well. Council, we are facing another year with a tight budget. I think that council is all aware, based on the action plan or the 5-year forecast and the financial recovery plan, that there are certainly some more organizational changes that will be made. Certainly look forward to meeting with the president, the vice president, and any other members of the council that may choose to do so, as we've done over the years. So we'll do that together as an organization. Certainly this year, perhaps with the change in leadership, we'll be able to contain costs. I think that council knows that the lawyer that council has used for the defense and the mandamus action has billed the city for $63,000. That was an unbudgeted expense, completely unbudgeted for 2015. The good part is that it's only $63,000. The bad part is that that billing was only through the end of August. And we all know that there was a lot of work done through November, and there's work done through December. So that legal bill of council's lawyers will probably top $100,000 just for 2015. So perhaps there's the ability to curtail that and maybe stop using that lawyer, or use that lawyer a lot less as we go forward, because some people have been led to believe that that lawyer's pro bono, working for free. But those legal bills are going to be up around $100,000. So we certainly hope that council will see that there's not much room in the budget for that sort of thing. So hopefully working together, we can do that. Thank you very much, council.
Any old business? New business.
You have in your packet, Council President, the new council committee. Make composition. The new chairs and members.
Starting off the new year, we've made changes on the committees. And as of now, contracts and properties, I'll be the chair of, along with Councilman King and Councilman Graham. Health and safety will now be chaired by Councilman Nathaniel Martin. And also on that committee will be Councilwoman Graham and Councilwoman Thomas. Finance committee That will be chaired by Councilman Brandon King. And the members of that committee will be myself, along with Councilwoman Thomas. General Services, the chair of that committee will be Councilwoman Graham, and Nate Martin, Councilman Martin, and Councilman King. Personnel and Appointments will be chaired by Barbara Thomas, and also on that committee will be Nathaniel Martin and Councilwoman Graham. And that concludes my statement on new business. Receipts of communication?
70 years, and
Not yet, no questions, comments. Starting off the year and ending up of last year, anybody have anything they want to say on their committee reports? Martin, Councilman Martin, no? Okay. Councilwoman Thomas?
No, the fact of the matter is that I did complete the, business with the, finance by going to the commission meeting and giving a full report at the last meeting that we had, if you recall, Mr. Chair. But I will be,
Just to be on that committee active.
yes.
All right. Yeah, we had a committee. And Mr. Councilman King. Any proclamations?
no, not yet this year.
No legislation?
None. We're expecting some, starting probably limited appropriations.
Remarks from the public. Come to the mic, identify yourself. You have 3 minutes.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Kumar Straughter, and I've been trying to figure out why is it that the city don't have the things that it necessarily needs. The city is basically like a wheel. Don't try and reinvent it, roll with it. You got Cleveland Heights, you got Garfield, you got Shaker, you got all these other cities that if East Cleveland did what they were supposed to, we wouldn't have that problem. My understanding is a mayor is a CEO. The CEO is the chief operating officer who delegate certain authority to certain officers so things can run. I can simply tell the city how to run itself right now. If y'all go on the website called the GSA, the Journal Service Administration.gov, it'll give you all the policies, the regulations, everything. All the government grant money, I got it in my book bag. I mean, this funny that we got all these people who don't know how to go and get no paperwork. That don't make no sense. East Cleveland ain't broke. It's broke-minded. I'll be here. I'm going to run for mayor. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good evening.
Just down on.
Oh, okay. So I'll try to talk loud. My name's Gladys Walcott. I live at 13319 3rd Avenue. I didn't hear the previous speaker identify where he lived or his address, or I couldn't hear his name, but I'm sure it's on record. So I'll say that. Congratulations to the entire council, the new year, and I wish you the best. You know, and as I always say to each of you, I hope you are independent thinkers. You think for yourself, you know, and do the thing that's right for the city of East Cleveland as you was elected to do. I have a request. I would like a list of all the boards and commissions. Also, the members' names that are on those boards, the meeting dates, and the vacant positions of all boards and commissions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me know when it's done. Thank you. I would first like to congratulate Councilman.
Identify yourself.
Oh, excuse me. My name is Devin Branch. I live at 1739 Holyoke in the city of East Cleveland. I would like to first congratulate Councilman Wheeler on his election as council president, and I hope the council moves forward very well under your leadership, as well Councilman King, and Joei Graham, welcome to the City Council. Barbara Thomas, thank you for always being willing to work with the members of the community as Council President and listen to concerns of the community and respond to those concerns. I would like to mention something that the Mayor mentioned about the cost of the Council's attorney. As a result of the mandamus action that was filed, Council was then seeking legal counsel to defend itself. I would like to remember, or at least I recall, not long ago, when the Council brought action against the Mayor, and the Mayor had to seek outside counsel. And that outside counsel, I believe, did also cost approximately $100,000. Or how much, well, the Mayor can say how much it cost. But it was significant in its expense, because the law director was named as a party, I believe. This is what the Mayor said at a council meeting in that action, and so he had to seek outside counsel, and that outside counsel had to be paid for with city funds. So this is a similar situation in the reverse, and I wish it didn't have to be the case, but I understand why it is the case. Also, I hope that the members of the council renew their commitment to independence under the new leadership, as was expressed under the previous leadership. We recently had a verdict, not a verdict, but a non-indictment in the city of Cleveland of the police officer who was responsible for the killing of a young 12-year-old boy, Tamir Rice. And we have seen the unrest in black communities all around the country because of the relationship between members of that community and the police forces that police that community. Right now in this council chamber, we have a member of our police force. Nobody is afraid, nobody is intimidated, because the relationship between the members of our community and the East Cleveland Police Force is fundamentally different than the relationship that exists between the communities of other black communities and their police forces. That relationship would be severed by annexation. We would no longer have an East Cleveland Police Force. Even if members were retained by the Cleveland Police Department, they would no longer be under a separate and independent leadership. They would fall under the leadership of the Cleveland Police Department. And more likely than not, they would fall under the influence of the culture of that department. So with that, I will close. Thank you very much. I hope we move forward very productively this year.
Terry A. Tollfree, 14511 Terrace Road, Mayor, Council, new President. What the brother said, we picketed a few times. I've made it not a big secret. I don't want to have nothing to do with Cleveland, Ohio, my favorite hometown to picket. It is institutionally racist. It is institutionally sexist and oppressive. And after what happened up near my house when my aunt and uncle, and I've said this to the media, bought that little house, 1922 house, on Terrace Road, they did not expect Cleveland police to come and shoot two unarmed black folks at least 137 times. That's ridiculous. I don't want to have nothing to do with that city until it really cleans up its act. Well, yeah, do we have financial problems? Yeah. But I don't hear, and I'm so glad that East Cleveland police weren't mixed up in all of that. Should those cops go to jail? You darn right they should.
Starting off, and I wish you well, and I hope the city thrive and be prosperous and continue to remain under the auspices of the East Cleveland, not Cleveland East or anything of that nature. Have said that, let me move on. The remarks of the public on agenda items, whether there's anything on the agenda or not. Mr. President, you should have told your council to omit the remarks of the council. You just cannot arbitrarily do that on your own. And turning to the remarks coming from the mayor, which was not on the agenda as well, but anyway, have said that in reference to what council and what council should not do. Council is a different branch of government and cannot dictate to you as to how your the branch of your government operates of the council. The council can dictate to him how he operates. You have that authority. You are the legislative branch. You authorize, you appropriate him to either enter into contracts and etc. You have that authority to do that without him kind of discipline you and telling you what you cannot do. You have the authority to hire an outside attorney. When the law director does not represent you. She's the law director for the city, not the law director for the administration only. She's the law director for the city. And the law director and the finance director, let me just set the record straight. All meetings, along with the mayor, must be present at the meetings of the council, whether they're committee meetings or whatever. That is what the charter says, and that's what the administrative code also says, the same identical thing. The law director, the finance director, and the mayor, and whomever else you may request through the mayor to be present at those committees. I know that there are some things that have gone on, and I'm going to address some of them. And I said it before, and I said this before. No reflection on the council, on the clerk. The reflection lies with this council. Anytime that the council clerk is not present, that's the certified person to certify all documents, etc. Name appears on all legislation, ordinance, not legislation, ordinance and resolution that is passed. It must be certified by the council as well as attested by the law director. And when you have someone else doing that, you should have, your responsibility should have been to appoint a person and certify. You didn't tell no one else, and I haven't been up here as long as some of the others up here.
3 minutes and 9 seconds, sir.
It's strange that you time me, you didn't time anyone else.
I did, thank you.
No, you didn't.
Thank you.
I was short.
You're not gonna play this just in 2016.
Good afternoon. My name is Gerald Silvera, 2203 Lee Boulevard. First, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Miller and Mr. King for assuming the new role that they have on council.
Thank you.
I have 2 requests, and my requests are directed to the Director of Law. My first request is in relationship to Section 111 of the Charter, which reads in part, no member of the council, the mayor, or any other officer or employee of the city shall be directly or indirectly interested in any contract, job, work, or service with or for the city, nor in the profits or emoluments thereof, nor in the expenditures of any money on the part of the city in any contract with the city in which an officer or employee is or becomes interested may be declared void by this council. I am requesting a certification from the Director of Law that each and every employee on the books of the city is in compliance with Section 111. I also wish to receive a certification that the mayor and each member of council for their terms of office has been in compliance with Section 111. The second issue that I have that I will also request of the Director of Law, and this is what brought this to my attention, is that I attended the December 15th meeting of council, and the clerk was not present at that meeting. And by Rules of Order, Chapter 113, which governs the rules of how this council should operate, council neglected to suspend the rules and appoint a temporary officer to carry out the rules of the council. So therefore, it is my opinion that those meetings and all the meetings that the clerk has not been present at is an invalid meeting, and all acts passed by this council are void. So I would like a legal opinion from the law director reviewing those issues and making an opinion available to each member of council and to the public on the legal status and standing of all council meetings from the period October 20th to December 15th as it relates to the legality and the legality of all legislation passed during those meetings. Thank you.
Charles Home, 15808 Tears Road. I want to say hello to all of you and Happy New Year to all of you. I hope y'all have a happy and prosperous New Year. There are a few things that I want to say, because I'm going to say what I think. Now all these things I'm not 100% sure, but all I can say is a person wood as they born. They always told me, that if you give a person your word you're going to do something, you should do it. If there's some reason you can't, you should tell them, I can't do it, I'm not going to do it. That'd be the first one you could recant on. That's what I heard. I wasn't involved in that conversation, so I don't know. Now the second thing here, when it comes to lawyers and everybody, we all know it costs money. Now, people, common knowledge of mind, know that. And you're hollering about how much this lawyer costs and that one. Why can't you all, as a group of people, sit down and work out your differences? Everybody's not going to get everything they want. But even when you get a lawyer and pay all that money, you're still not going to get all you want. So it's just a matter of being entrusted with each other and saying, I know I can't get it all, and it's going to cost them money that they say they don't have. I don't know. Some of these people are telling me tonight, they say they got money. But my thing is this. If there's money that they say they don't have, and I've been heard for years that they were scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to make the payroll so that y'all could keep operating as a city yourself and have the state come in and give y'all the financial limitation that y'all can spend and tell y'all what y'all can spend because you all seem to don't know. If they don't tell a person that you don't have the money, just tell it like it is. If I was sitting up there and I knew that there's no money to do it, we ain't got the money. That's all. Now, you all created a dump over there on Nova Road. Now, it was to get some money to keep y'all payroll. Same thing with the trash, with the scrap cars and stuff. Y'all did all that to meet the payroll, and you're still doing it. So if you don't have it, just say we don't have it and ask the people. See, one thing, you all are supposed to be under the offices of the people of the city of East Cleveland, not for yourself. You all ain't supposed to sit up here and do it. Y'all should have meetings among the peoples in y'all ward and talk to them and see what they want, not what you want as an individual. You understand?
Thank you.
Is that what?
All right, that concludes remarks from requests of the public, response from council. Mark?
Response to what? Just,
Yes, response.
well, basically, let me say this as I rise to speak. I'm glad to see the police officer here. We went months without seeing one here. So it's ironic that we now see one. You've given me health and safety. Basically, the Health and Safety Committee is the chairman. And basically, it covers police and fire and health-related issues. I'm reaching out to you as the council president, to you as the vice president, to Joei Graham and Barbara Thomas, because I think we have some basic health issues that's going on too long. We're going to start with Huron Place, where Huron Hospital used to be, where I've asked and I've requested, this is our last meeting, that we block that street off. President Wheeler, with those big block centers that can't be moved, not little orange barrels and yellow tape, that's not going to get it. That's a health issue. If you drive down that street, you're going to tear your car up and just see will be sued. The other one, Hillsborough and Ravine, horrible street. The mayor mentioned that we got Lakeview taken care of, but that street up there needs to be blocked off. Anyone coming out of town, it's a travesty. Winter's around the corner. It's another health issue. When it snows, you can't see the potholes, Joei Graham, on Euclid and other places where they're horrible. I'm reaching out to you. If we have to meet with people, bring somebody in here to fill those holes in. We've been blessed so far without a hard winter. But I was just thinking before I came here, if we got a winter where the snow is covering everything and people are driving in the right lane going east, the streets are horrible on you, big holes. Okay, that's a health issue. It's a safety issue, especially if you're trying to dodge potholes and you run into somebody. That's basic kind of stuff. Those are the basic kind of services we have to do. I think it's so deep that we may have to look at some salaries to free up $20,000, $30,000 to fill those holes in if we ain't got nothing else coming in. But it's important. We haven't had the severe winter, but it's coming. We're going to get to snow. When the snow covers it up and you hit those holes and tear your car up or have an accident, that's a health and safety issue. As chairman, I'm going to deal with that issue. I'm going to look at the police and their structure and their hierarchy, supervising and all like that. I've heard some things that bothers me, but I'll deal with that in committee meeting. Fire. Those are the issues going to be dealt with objectively. But if we sit here as a body and saying that we're meeting or whatever, if we can't deal with the basic things like that, we need to look at ourselves. Now, you know, I brought this up recently. And I said, but now the last couple of days we had cold days. We haven't had the snow. A little bit, but not the snow. We get that big snow and we're going to get it. And we haven't done anything about those holes. We're going to have major issues. We have a little rock salt. I went up there and checked that out. We have a little rock salt up there. Okay. Waste King is gone. I just see cans up there. We need to deal with those basic kind of services that we're supposed to do. It ain't on Martin. It's on all of us sitting here and the administration to deal with that. If we sit by and just continue to let this go, it's going to come back to bite us. Thank you very much.
Councilwoman Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Happy New Year, everybody.
New Year.
We're glad to see everybody. I have the pleasure of being on several of these committees. Personnel and Employment is chaired by me. But first of all, I wanted to say something. When each one of the residents come up here, they speak what they want to see, or they speak what they're not very pleased with, and they speak with what has not been explained to them. And as far as I'm concerned, as many boards and commissions and organizations that I have sat on, no one person is more predominant than any of the members of that board or that organization. We're here to perform as a group for the best interest of the city and the residents. And I expect it to be done, and I have tried my best to keep that in place. So when the mayor singles out 2 or 3 of the members and strokes them, that doesn't do us any good. That's saying that I think that 1 or 2 is better than the rest. Each and every one of these councils up here has been elected by the people. And in my case, regardless of what someone or anybody might think, during all the controversy that was going on previously, the residents of Ward 2 elected Barbara Thomas to be their representative. And I am proud of that. And I'm proud to be a representative sitting up here. Now let me indulge me. Let me make one thing clear. It seems to get muddy a little bit. With all due respect to the mayor of East Cleveland, and I do respect that chair, but each time I look at him or hear from him, I hear misrepresentation of what is true and what is not true. The council hired a outside attorney based on the fact that the attorney for the city said it was in conflict for her to represent the council, and advised, standing right here or sitting right here, that we get an outside attorney. Therefore, and she also made the statement, and I will talk to Jack Johnson so he can put aside some money to pay for that. Now that's that side, okay? So on the other side, if you look at what the chief did, chief of staff, we don't even have a chief of staff under the personnel agenda. We'll have no chief of staff. But since he's there and he's been recognized, he sued the council. Okay? He didn't sue one, he sued all five. And that meant something was wrong. He felt that what had been done or had not been done, he felt it should have taken place, and it was his responsibility, he says, as a resident of East Cleveland, to sue the council. Now let me make one more thing clear. We might have, some of us might have a relationship with the mayor, and it's always good to have a relationship with anybody. But when it comes down to being a council as a whole and making decisions that affect the residents of East Cleveland, it is the council as a whole. You don't want to become fragmented, and you don't want someone to take you apart. If you got 5 kids and you love 2 better than you do the other 3, what's going to happen? Okay? You got my drift. So I'm saying up here, I'm going to work with my council president, my council vice president, the members of council, and it ain't gonna be about who's better than somebody.
All right.
It's gonna be about the business. It's not personal, it's strictly business with me. I don't go on my feelings, I don't go on opinions, I go on black and white. There is no in between. When you start putting gray and feelings and all of these things into it, you got a mess. I don't deal with feelings. I also want to say to the mayor, like I said before, we've had our differences, but I am willing to put my differences aside and work for the betterment of this city. But if you get out of line, I'm coming after you. So now I'm telling you right straight up, I ain't playing. I don't care what we see or what we hear. This council is supposed to make the decision that benefits all. And what we get for you guys, we get for ourselves, because we all live in the city of East Cleveland. And Mr. Chair, I want to thank you very much. And I hope everybody continue having a happy new year, and that we continue taking this city forward. Not go forward, that we continue. The word continue is a difference in opinion, and not that I want to use opinions. Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Graham.
I'm going to make this kind of short and sweet. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
There's been a couple of things thrown out about independent thinking. And I guess I have a request from our constituents to think independently as well. Decisions that are made by individuals here, or how we make decisions collectively, it comes from independent thought. It comes from each of us having our own independent thought and wanting to do something, having a motive or having a goal. You can have 2 or 3 people see things one way, 2 or 3 people see things another way. The thing is to have a collective consciousness. I keep bringing that up. And to work together. But council can work together as long as we keep a positive mind frame. And we're all made up of independent thinkers, contrary to what a lot of things have been said. But I also challenge the public to be independent thinkers as well. To listen to the facts, not the hearsay and the conjecture. To listen to what someone has to say, not based on maybe what someone thinks or infers this person feels like, without the benefit of an actual direct interview, to actually know what it is when you're referring to what council is doing or what this person is doing or that person is doing. I think that our city will go a long way without a lot of the negativity. And there is a lot of negativity. There are a lot of things I feel that are trying to undermine the city, within and outside of the city. And so I'm new on council. I have no allegiance to any member of this panel. I have no allegiance to the mayor's office as far as where I'm going to be swayed, because I am my own independent thinker. And so decisions that we make, everyone's not going to be satisfied. Some people are going to be happy and some people aren't. So I really just want to stress that point, that, you know, I'm open, all of council is open. Hopefully this year we can be better transparent, deliver more information, quicker, have accurate information given to the public, so that the public isn't led to infer this or that, or based on what the popular thought is at that time, that we're able to lay the facts out and everyone is aware of it, have an understanding of it, and then go from there. But it's not just going to take council, it's going to take everyone within the city to be independent thinkers as well. To not let inferences or hearsay sway what you may think about a situation or something that's currently going on within council, to actually research and find out for yourself. But I believe that it's our job to inform you. It's our job to work together. And I just hope that this year, this is a new year, there's a change of leadership. It's not indicative of any allegiance. The change of leadership to me is indicative of council wanting to move forward in a certain manner, in a certain way. And I would hope that individuals or people that may not see it that way, that they would be able to give it a chance. It's the beginning of the year, so we have a long road ahead of us. We have a lot of difficulties, but we have a lot of possibilities. It'll be a lot easier if we focus on the positivities and the positive mindset that we can have, and look towards achieving our goal with that instead of always bickering. There's groups and pockets here and there. The community needs to come together. And council, I believe, council will be representative of that. Hopefully, we will be an example for the rest of the community to follow suit. And as we struggle for our independence, that's going to be a necessity. Because if you have the outside of our city looking at us and they see that all we do is bicker, and that's what we've been doing for the past 18 years, 15 years, however long, there has to be a fundamental change in the way we operate, in the way we conduct business, in the way we conduct ourselves. And it's not just for council, it's also for every single person in this city. So that's all I'd like to say. I do appreciate having this opportunity. And again, Happy New Year and thank you all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Graham. Vice President, Councilman King.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to welcome everybody out, and once again, Happy New Year's. Congratulate Ward 4 and Ward 2 councilwomen on their elections. Congratulate Tom Wheeler on recall and becoming the new council president. Look forward to your leadership. Thank you for my appointments. I look forward to working on the committees and continuing to try to move this city forward as we work as one body council. Right? Agree to disagree.
I agree.
Work with the mayor. I'd also like to associate myself with a lot of what the young lady next to me said in regards to independent thinking. Right? Glass is half full. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I think it's an exciting year. I'm looking forward to it. We have to, how they put it, we have to be the change we want to see. And like they said up here, we won't always agree or disagree, but we will work together. And I've tried to talk to each one of them to find out where their skill set is that they could be a plus for us in the community when they sit on those committees. Not just put them on the committee because they sit on the committee, but you know, Barbara